Score one for my oblivious self. I had something really witty to start off this video, and I completely forgot about it. But no, I'm not in the mood for waiting until it comes back to me. I'm just gonna go forward and pretend like nothing ever happened. Anyway, we're coming up on the end here, so I'm just gonna give you a little idea how those next few videos are gonna work, since I'm gonna be covering the battleground. First thing, between each and every battle I'm going to be healing, but I'm not going to show you that. You don't need to see my endless trips to the Pokémon Center, especially since I'm going to try and fit 3 fights per video. So, and I don't know how long each fight will take, so I might need to cut out the Pokémon Center healing parts regardless, but even if they did fit comfortably and I knew it, I wouldn't show it to you because we're talking about 13, 14 sessions of healing, and you don't need to see that. And another thing, I'm going to fight those battles as they come. So that means that as soon as I see a new trainer in the battleground, I am going to fight it, record it, and when I have 3 of those fights, I'm going to upload them. So, if, for example, the trainer mix changes right in the middle of a video, don't be afraid it's just because I recorded 1 or 2 of the battles on a certain day and the rest on the next day. And the reason why I'm doing this is because, well, especially at the end, I'm going to try and draw trainers that I haven't drawn yet. But I'm expecting to see some days where the RNG isn't going to cooperate with me, and I'm going to get only trainers that I've already fought before. Pokemon and numbers, who cares about that stuff? Winning is what's important, numbers aren't everything. Well, considering we're playing a game that's heavily based on numbers to begin with, the stats, the damage rolls, everything, I'd say numbers are everything, yes, just like in any other RPG. Though the multiplayer aspect is more strategy than an RPG, but I digress. The cave that I just entered and got out of is called the Rock Peak Cave, as I remember, and it's the place where Regirock appears if you have the event Regigigas from movie 11 in your game. Anyway, this guy here is the final regular trainer in the game. And, of course, he's a dragon tamer, just to give you an idea of how much Game Freak worships dragons. No, it's a complete coincidence that I'm fighting this guy last. But seriously, it's true, though. They really love their dragons, don't they? I mean, out of the 6 currently existing pseudo-legendaries, 4 of them are dragons, the other 2 being Tyranitar and Metagross. As far as version mascots go, everything since Rayquaza's been a dragon. And on top of that, there are only 2 dragons in the entire game that could be labeled, don't use those guys, they suck. I'm referring, of course, to Altaria and Druddigon. And Dragon has the best neutral coverage in the game, being only ineffective against Steel, and so on, and so on. So, yeah, they really love their dragons. I could go on all day about that, but you already know all the stuff that I would say about it anyway. So, is there anything out there? I doubt it. Nope. So I'm going to fly away to the survival area, and I'm going to heal my team to restore the PP, and, well, I was about to say everyone's at full, but the Sandstorm did sort of a number on Palkia, so I'm going to heal its HP as well. And after that, I'm going to make one final and permanent change to my team. That's right, it's the last time I'm going to go to the PC in this LP. It's sort of incredible when you think about it, how fast this has gone. I expected this LP to take a lot closer to a year, and yet we're in June and we're already almost done. Anyway, Heatran and Giratina are going to replace my HM slaves. Thank you, Tropius and B-Barrel, you were awesome. But now, your job is done, and I can send you in the PC box for safekeeping. So, who's going to be our first opponent in the battleground? We won't wait too long to find out because it's right next door, and it turns out to be Gardenia. So, I'm going to send Heatran in the lead, and if I really need to explain why I'm doing that, then you should really consider playing another game. So yeah, let's get down to battle. And by the way, she had 3 Pokemon in the first battle. All the gym leaders, in fact, have kept their teams from the first battle, except they're now fully evolved for those that weren't fully evolved yet. And they also added other Pokemon that weren't in the Sinnoh Dex for the most part, such as this, Jumpluff. Am I gonna go first? Because Jumpluff is actually pretty fast. I figured as much, but decided to use Bounce. And it missed, but seriously, the fact that it used Bounce, I'm gonna take it as a you wall me completely sort of thing. After all, why not? Steel is the only type that can combine with fire to form a decent defensive typing. Torterra? Well, no, I'm not keeping Heatran in there. I'm gonna go with Palkia because Dialga's weak to Earthquake as well. So, yeah, obviously not keeping Heatran in there because of the threat of an Earthquake, even though I could probably burn down that Torterra because it's even slower than Heatran. And Palkia goes first, and I would be absolutely shocked if Torterra survived that. And yeah, figured as much because it takes quite a lot for a Pokemon to survive a quadruple weakness in game. Rose Raid, well, I'm gonna send back Heatran because, to my knowledge, Rose Raid doesn't learn any ground moves. Just watch. Surprise! Hidden Power Ground! No, just kidding. The opponent's not that smart, and I don't think... Okay? Hyper Beam now? Well, this is another case of you wall me completely, I guess, but yeah, I don't think Game Freak would put Hidden Power on boss fights, especially not types like... Well, though Hidden Power Ground could work for Rose Raid, I guess, to cancel out that fire weakness, but... Anyway, next is Bellossom, which is another Pokemon that wasn't in our first battle, and should definitely die because Bellossom has a base speed of... Was that 50? That's even slower than Torterra. You're slower than a freaking turtle carrying a continent on its back. You should really consider a career change. Anyway, level up for Heatran. And finally, we got Cherin. So, with no Sunny Day up, it's no threat at all. Because Flower Gift, if you remember, boosts physical attack and special defense. On top of course, as with all things Sunny Day, it allows Solar Beam to be used in one turn. So, Gardenia is now done. So, 1 down, 12 more to go. 13 if you count Barry, who's waiting just outside. So I'm just going to go back to heal, and up next, we're going to be fighting Volkner, the Sunny Shore gym leader. Okay, so I'm ready to start the fight against Volkner, and of course the big weakness, and in fact the only weakness of the electric type is ground moves, and I have 2 Pokemon right now with ground moves, Giratina and Heatran. However, Heatran could be the victim of a nasty surprise from some of those Pokemon, especially Electivire, which I think has Earthquake. But for now, we start out with Jolteon. Charge Beam? Well, another Pokemon that I wall completely. This is the 3rd time today that I take a not very effective hit because I completely and utterly wall something. So Earthquake is obviously gonna kill it because Jolteon is known for being very, very fast, quite powerful, and extremely frail. So there we go, 1 down. And who's gonna be our next adversary? Oh, level up for Giratina, level 71 as well. And next up is Luxray. So I'm gonna keep Giratina in Though I don't expect miracles because, well, if you've been watching this LP since the beginning, you know that Giratina has a lot of problems. One-hit KOing Lux Rays. So how much damage are we going to do to this one? Oh wow! I killed it! And without a critical hit to boost, Giratina finally managed to break its Lux Ray duck. And it was about time to, because I think it's the last Lux Ray in the game. Lantern, huh? Well, I'm gonna keep Giratina in there because it's obviously not a good idea to send in Heatran on a Water-type Pokemon. But, okay, this one's actually a lot bulkier than Luxray, so I don't expect to kill it. Lantern's got so much freaking HP. Not a lot of physical defense, though, and it survives in the red. No real surprise, and, well, Ice Beam. Should have expected that, but Giratina can take the hit. 56 damage. Ah, great. Full restore. Wonderful. Was to be expected, though, because it happens whenever you leave Pokemon in the red. But yeah, 56 damage from Ice Beam. No real surprise there. There's no stab, and it runs off, I believe, 76 special attack. Not the best special attack ever. Lantern is a lot more of a defensive Pokemon than anything else. And once again, it's in the red, so that means it should be dead on the next hit. Something, I've already mentioned this several times before, but something I really like about Black and White is the fact that the HP bars scroll a lot faster. It's especially bad when you see a Pokemon with high HP like Lantern falling down slowly, then getting healed slowly with a full restore, then falling down slowly again. Electivire not sending Heatran against that thing because it might have Earthquake. Though Thunder Punch doesn't even have Ice Punch? Well, wow. Oh, should have figured. Hacks. If something's too good to be true, it's because it usually is. Anyway, Electivire isn't the sturdiest Pokemon around, so I should be able to kill it in one hit. Though, I don't think I want to deal with paralysis, so I think I might let Heatran mop up the rest, depending on what shows up. And if I've been keeping count, well, yeah, Raichu is the only one left, and you know what, I'm gonna go with Heatran, because I seriously doubt, once again, that Raichu has either Dig or Hidden Power Ground, especially Hidden Power Ground. Dig isn't that much of a threat because it's telegraphed, meaning I can switch into something like Cresselia to finish it off, and yeah, great. Light Screen, just what I wanted to see. So now it's probably going to survive now, is it? Because Light Screen has all special damage for 5 turns. Oh, I would have killed it if it weren't for Light Screen. Well, actually, well played, and Brick Break. Well, okay, it's super effective, but it's not ground, so... Oh well, I guess I would have survived Dig or Hidden Power Ground, judging by what little damage Brick Break did to me. Then again, Raichu isn't a very good Pokemon. Its only major strength is its speed, and the rest, the rest totally sucks. Even both attack stats are only base 90, so that's really not a lot. Used to be decent back in the early days, but now there's just so much stuff that's better.